Bored, and I have a really fun video to share with everybody. As in, the truth remains the same, as in, it's the same for all of us, no matter if we're on one side of the world or whatever. So let's have some fun with it. And I'm going to play the whole thing, and I'm going to talk through it, but I'd kind of prefer not to. So let's have some fun with that. I already ruined it. Isn't it too freaking Of course, whoever's going to discover this, you're gonna discover that it's the system that you live in, while it's your brain and everything. Yeah, we talk about, in the conspiracy thing where it's a real thing, where we were supposed to be the truth movement, when the internet came out, but nobody knew what truth is, and most people should have sat the fuck down while real people were bringing real fucking truths. Yes, the red pillar represents the masculine dynamic of it all. This is going to get really beautiful here, guys. I need you for maximum enjoyment and maximum education. I need you to think of all the artwork you've ever seen, churches, as in people getting married, what getting married is at the very core of it, and why the symbolism of a church looks like it does. Like the grand symbolism will be two people getting married while there's a Stargate hole above them. Very interesting. While the whoever is marrying them is playing the middleman. There's so much going on here. But if you use all of your education, if you remember all the artwork and all that, you're gonna have a lot more fun here. And then at the same time, having fun with this is, think of it also as you know nothing. Just like we could take anybody, some random person that comes across my channel. Think of how impossible it would be for somebody to understand, while at the same time, their ego is going to tell them that they already know and they're the smartest person in the world, while their ego plays an opposite game of, this is humble, and no one's allowed to know shit, but I know it all. Is very confusing, isn't it? But you already know, because this is the game that you play with your fucking self. It's everybody does it. How incredibly difficult, as if you showed this to anybody, they'd go, yes, I understand the left side of my brain, the red side, and wouldn't understand. To properly understand this, it takes the teachings of Christ. You have to leave this duality to understand it. Being inside of it is ultimate confusion. Yeah, so here is our manly qualities, our logic, our Mr. Spock logic. Here's where I come from, the voice of reason, the voice of science, the voice of math, the voice of language, even though I just take a shit on the language all over the place. So that's the dick side, the erect penis side that gets shit done. Now here's the beauty side. When we get to the core of one eyed symbolism, it's saying, take this path. Yeah, creativity, intuition. Everybody would assume they know what intuition is, but to have real intuition, we have to shed our ego. We can only do that properly through the teachings of Christ. We just play games with ourselves if we think that we can do it without them. Yeah, we can already see all the people in what would we call this spirituality are just stuck on this side as they're not at the same time because a lot of them don't have this as they do at the same time. You know, empathy. Do you have the love to do the right thing and empathize with everybody? Can you put yourself in everybody's shoes? You know, oh, emotion. Huh, that's what everybody's tried to get rid of. It must be those left brain people that see something wrong with emotions. And when we put these together, we get what we're calling the Star of David. But don't just take this as symbolism. This Star of David is the geometry of everything. It's our cube, which the cube represents Earth. And if I really wanted to get into that, one of you guys linked me the most amazing geometry video where it's a dude going through shapes and all that. I need to find that video and make a video on it so I can elaborate a little bit more. And this is why the red and blue are used, of course. It's just extremely beautiful because the truths are identical for all of us. It's almost like I made this video, isn't it? Yes, the based our political system is based off of our brains, but it's taking advantage of us. We have this division, the world everyone has this division, and the world is created of it through the demiurge. The world is literally manifested through our beliefs, our opinions. Isn't that the most disgusting thing reality has to offer? Here's the division. Here's what makes all of reality, but it's difficult for us because it, our brains, our egos will fight right now to say, "Oh, this is the political system," and our brains will fight that we so that we can't see this in every single thing we do, in every choice we make, in every time we say, "Oh, I like that and I dislike that," and that you form these with every single fucking thing that we all do. We create all the hate and division in the world as we call ourselves the most loving, kind people that ever existed. This is a moment right here where I need you to think of all the church settings, the weddings, the symbolism for it. This kind of changes it all for us, but we should already know this. If you don't know this, it means you locked yourself out with a bunch of opinions and hate, and you just want to force things to be a certain way. But here's our middleman, here's our two guards on the side. You know, the symbolism remains the same no matter what kind of bullshit anyone wants to project onto it. And I thought this was cute. I kind of watched it before I started making this video. Right when I got to this part is when I said, "Oh, this is too cute because it doesn't need to be in here." This is why we're going all the way to the end for this art right here. This is just so freaking beautiful. Yeah, once you learn how to look at art, it's a lot more than just looking at shit and then trying to say, "Oh, that looks like something." I don't really fucking know. So that was really fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it.